They call it Turkish pizza, but this isn't pizza at all. This is lahmacun, thin, crispy, smoky, and bursting with flavor. I wanted to see how much the base really matters, so I tested 4 versions. The first one will be regular crispy lahmacun, traditional one, a lazy version using this lavash bread, and then we will make a twist and use these Puff Pastry sheets to make a different version, and gluten-free lahmacun. Some came close to the real thing, and one of them turned out to be a surprisingly lazy but delicious. Let's squeeze some lemon, roll them up, and see which one wins. This time I'm gonna knead my dough in the food processor to show you how easy you can make it. With the processor, I added the flour, some salt, sugar, and active dry yeast. Going to add the water, it is at room temperature. I will add all the ingredients and amounts in the description box below, and pulsing the food processor, it comes into a dough in about 30 seconds. You can drizzle some more water if it is too stiff. It might change depending the flour type you use, and our dough is ready. Once it is, you can drizzle some olive oil and pulse couple of seconds to clean the bowl easily. Before using the dough, make sure to rest it at least for 30 minutes for easy rolling. Sometimes I get requests for asking if they can make it with gluten-free flour, so I wanted to also experiment this time. The recipe is actually the same. I have the gluten-free flour, some sugar, salt, and yeast, and added the water again. The texture was a little bit different. I had to add a little more water, but it comes together right away, and it was playable than I thought. After the dough comes together, I drizzled some olive oil, pulse for a couple of times more, shape them into a ball, cover, and let it rest again until you use it. While my doughs are resting, I'm gonna make the topping in the food processor again. Just roughly chopping my peppers and onions and the garlic, and process until it is finely chopped, not to puree. Then add the tomato and pepper paste and a big handful of parsley. It already smells so delicious with all the fresh ingredients, but we're gonna add our mincemeat. That was easy so far, and we made everything in the food processor. Let's add the meat. Now I'm gonna add the spices. I'm using salt, isot pepper. This is more smoky flavored pepper from the southeastern part of Turkey, and pul biber, chili flakes. It is better if your minced meat has fat, around 20% at least, but you can also drizzle some olive oil or use a tail fat if you can find. My dough has rested meanwhile. It is soft and playable right now. First, I cut the dough into 10-11 pieces, but since I'm using my biggest pan, special for making lahmacun, I turned them into 8 pieces. If you use smaller pan than 30 centimeter, you can make smaller balls. I'm gonna work with the gluten-free one later. So now I'm gonna roll out my dough, beginning from the rested one, spread from the filling, and I will cook on stovetop. By the way, in the previous episodes I shared on my channel making lahmacun, I tried with different toppings as well. The vegan style was with grilled eggplants, was very delicious. I would highly recommend to try, and this is the one with cheese, and the bottom was from a yufka and baked in the oven. You can watch that episode from the links in the description and on the top part of the video. And also, my friends, don't forget to give thumbs up, likes, and leave a comment if you enjoy my videos so others can also see it. Since the dough is rested, it is easy to roll out. Just make sure it is not bigger than your pan. Sprinkle as much as flour as you need and make a thin dough. You can easily transfer the lahmacun with this baking paper if you don't have a pizza transferer like me, because I broke it. So it is almost the same size. Now spread and let's cook. The topping can thicken when it sits with all the ingredients, so you can add a little bit more olive oil or a tomato puree to make it spreadable. Traditionally they use hand, but I wanted to help myself with the spatula. My griddle is preheated for about 2-3 minutes. In order to cook the topping, you have to cover to create steam inside, cook for 2 minutes, and then take out the baking paper and continue to cook for about 4 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm making the second one. The heat is about a medium to medium high. We don't want to burn the bottom. We want it to be cooked at the same time with the topping. You can open the broil section and cook for 1 more minute in the broil in the oven. But if you cook enough closing the lid, the topping with the steam and the vegetables, the meat cooks perfectly. Maybe the shortest way of making lahmacun with a twist is using tortilla. We call this lavash bread, and it is also widely available in the markets. So I just simply spread the mixture and bake as I did with the one from scratch. Again, you can either bake in the oven or stovetop. Since I'm used to make everything from scratch, I was eager to try the ones with tortilla. I also wanted to show you how you can broil the top if you prefer in the oven. So it is on the highest setting in the broil section, and I put the lahmacuns to the upper rack, bake for about 1-2 minutes. My first lahmacun using the tortilla got a little bit too crispy. I couldn't fold it, so I lowered the heat a little bit and got better results the second time trying. Next, I'm trying another heat version of making lahmacun using Puff Pastry. I saw this on internet and wanted to give it a try. Simply, I roll out the Puff Pastry a bit more thinner, spread from the topping, rolled, cut into 2, and press slightly, as you can see, and we're going to bake in the air fryer. Going to try another version of shaping by sealing the ends like a pie, and we have another similar recipe in Turkey as well, a traditional one. and will bake like this. And finally, I'm making the one with the gluten-free flour. The dough is very pliable, just a little bit the texture is different. But I was able to easily transfer it as well. Spread the filling again enough, and I just baked as the traditional one. Besides the uneven places on the sides, it looked almost the same as the regular flour one and was crispy as well. Alright, I've tried 4 different ways of making the lahmacun base. I'm eager to try. It is not that hard to make them, but the thing is, since I tried different bases, my lahmacun got a little bit cold. It is still warm, but let me show you the crispiness when it is hot, right after it is baked. This is the classic one with all-purpose flour. And this is the one with tortilla, lavash bread, very crispy, beautiful. And this is the one with gluten-free flour. To have the best possible way to eat the lahmacun, the crispiest and hot, you have to eat right away, or you can reheat after baking all of them in the pan and then enjoy it. And when serving, you just add a little bit fresh parsley and arugula if you have, drizzle some lemon juice, wrap it and enjoy. I'm gonna try one with the gluten-free first. It looks very similar. I wouldn't be able to understand it is gluten-free. Could have been crispier because since it is weighted. Let me taste before adding any greens. Even though it is made with gluten-free dough, this is really nice. If you have a gluten intolerance, you can surely make it with this. Next, I'm gonna get one with the lavash. It is still crispy, by the way. Let me drizzle some lemon. It was very crispy, perfect, and compared to one you make from scratch, this lazy version is something to definitely you can make with lavash or tortilla. Next, the ones with puff pastry baked in the air fryer. It is of course flaky. Let me taste. Since it is a puff pastry, of course you cannot get the same base taste, but it is really good with the topping. Another level, easy to make, and you still get the beautiful lahmacun topping with it. The ones with twisted shape, it is baked well. It could have been thinner a little bit to make it more crispier. This is really good, but it is more of a börek, I can say, rather than lahmacun, but very delicious. And finally, I'm gonna try the traditional one. I reheated. Okay, you can also add some slices of tomato if you like. It is crispy. Well, of course, nothing beats the real lahmacun. The thin, crispy base, the aroma of the meat and spices, it's just something special. Still, it all depends on your mood, whether you want something light, something quick, or something truly authentic. Just pick your favorite and give it a try. Because in the end, lahmacun is not just a recipe, it's a feeling. See you next time. Afiyet olsun.